impact was deafening. I didn't stop. I panicked. I drove home with a shattered headlight and a heart that felt like it had stopped beating. The next morning, the news reported a hit and run. The victim was Dr. Sarah Miller. She had survived, but the head trauma was catastrophic. She had lost her memory, her motor skills, and her career. I spent a fortune fixing my car at an out-of-state shop. I covered my tracks perfectly. The police eventually closed the case. Last Monday, something changed. I walked into room 402 and set the lilies down. I started my usual routine of sitting in silence, but as I turned to leave, a hand gripped my wrist. It was Sarah. Her grip was like iron. For the first time in 5 years, she wasn't looking at the window. She was looking directly into my soul. Her eyes weren't milky or distant. They were sharp. "The lilies," she whispered. Her voice sounded like dry leaves scraping on pavement. "They were my mother's favorite." I felt the blood drain from my face. I just thought they were nice," I stammered. She pulled me closer, her face inches from mine. "Why do you come here, Mark?" My heart stopped. I had never told her my name. I had never told anyone at the Institute my real name. I felt the walls of the room closing in. I wanted to run, but I was paralyzed by the weight of 5 years of lies. I fell to my knees by her bed and started sobbing. I told her everything. The rain, the phone, the drinks, the shattered headlight. I confessed it all, waiting for her to scream, to call the guards, to demand justice. I sat on the floor, head in my hands, waiting for the police to arrive. But Sarah didn't move. She just sat back in her chair and sighed. "Mark," she said softly, "look at me." I looked up, tears blurring my vision. "I remember that night, Mark. I remember the headlights. I remember the impact. But there's something you don't know. I wasn't changing a tire because it was flat. I had stopped because I was going to jump. I was a surgeon who had lost a child on the operating table that morning. I was done. I was standing there, praying for the courage to step into traffic." She leaned forward, a small, sad smile on her face. "You didn't ruin my life, Mark. You stopped me from taking it. And for 5 years, your lilies were the only thing that told me someone, anyone, knew I still existed." I sat there, stunned. I had been coming here to seek forgiveness for a crime, only to find out I was the only thing keeping her tethered to the world. She let go of my wrist. "Go home, Mark. Don't come back next Monday. The debt is paid." I walked out of that institute and breathed the air for the first time in 6 years. I realized that grace isn't something you earn, it's something you receive when you least deserve it. As it says in Micah 7:18 NKJV, "Who is a God like you, pardoning iniquity? He does not retain his anger forever, because he delights in mercy." I still think about Sarah every day, but I don't buy lilies anymore. I spent that money to fund a scholarship in her name for young surgeons, because sometimes the person you think you've broken is the one who actually fixes you.